thanks for watching this session on your 6-step guide to becoming an outstanding youth coach. So we're going to look through 6 steps for you today to become an outstanding youth coach or outstanding activity professional, depending on the environment in which you're working in. And you can see here our list of 6 things, and we're going to briefly discuss today is becoming compliant, gaining some exposure, your ability to plan, do, review, becoming child focused, and forgetting sport but not completely, and finally committing to your continual improvement. To start this journey off, I really want you to think about becoming compliant in your field. Go to the following bodies that are going to support your industry in the area in which you're working from. So, for example, this is probably going to be the following people: Sport England, SIMSPA, which stands for the Chartered Institute of Management of Sport and Physical Activity, and also UK Coaching. They're going to give you some real guidance of what you need to be an outstanding youth coach or activity professional. So within this, we're thinking about, do you have the appropriate DBS and compliance checks? Have you gone through pediatric first aid, for example? And what are you required to have when working in certain environments? Next area is around gaining exposure. Now, those of you that are in the coaching industry at the moment will understand that coaching is very much a trial by error industry. You've got to get out there and coach. Use the people around you to help you grow, and also use the people around you to help you to learn from your experiences. And what I mean by that is make mistakes in your coaching. Don't plan for mistakes to happen, but actually allow them to occur. And within your sessions, they are going to occur. They're going to occur often, but let that happen and review that to make your practice better. Remember, fail isn't a bad thing. Fail is our first attempt in learning. And actually, if we're using that as a learning experience, we're really going to be stepping up our ability as an activity professional or youth coach. The video I shared here, we can share the link in the bio, but it's all about putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. So if you've never heard of the learning pit before, I really recommend you go and watch this video, because you're not going to learn by staying within your comfort zone. Get out there, try new things, teach new activity, teach in new environments, and you're certainly going to start to see yourself grow towards outstanding. Plan, do, and review is the most important method and process for coaches. And actually, we could dig into this deeper and see how there's more elements to this than just plan, do, review. But what I don't want people to be doing is just turning up, coaching, and going home. Take time, whether that's formally or informally, in the car, driving home. Think about your practice. What did you do today that worked well? What could I do better? What do the children want me to do to make it better? What do the schools, the parents want, the community, what do they need me to do to make my sessions better? And review often. Always review. You'll do this informally in your head whilst you're teaching, after and before. It's really important that you don't just do, you think about it. And there's a famous Einstein quote around, insanity is just doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. Change what you're doing based on your reviews. Become child focused now, particularly when working with children. Think about, what's your key focus when working with children? Is it to make them into the next superstar in their sport? Or is it simply to help them gain the experience in sport and physical activity? Is it there to get them in the bug of becoming active and understanding why that's good for them? Because what's the impact of that? And that's what I really want you to think about. Let's get children coming back week after week, month after month, year after year. That's when we're really going to have impact. I'm not going to have instant impact by trying to coach them into being the next Cristiano Ronaldo or the next Jessica Ennis-Hill, for example. I need to focus about them having enjoyment, coming back, and understanding the importance of physical activity. Again, we've put another great video in here for you to watch, away as a bit of further rider reading, which is around what makes your session unmissable, and it's really going to help young people with their enjoyment in sport. But I want you to think differently about what you're going to do different next time you work with a group of children. What's your focus? I want you to think about getting children enjoying it, having fun, being active, and coming back week after week. So earlier I said about forgetting sport, and when I say this, a lot of people start to panic, but I think this picture sums it up perfectly. If you cannot catch, jump, run, swim, and throw, you cannot take part in some of the sports listed to the right. And this paints it perfectly. What we want to do is create children and people that can do all these things. So if you can catch, jump, throw, swim, run, travel, you can take part in almost any sport ever. So let's design our sessions for young children where they're learning these very basic skills, these fundamentals of movement and fundamental movement skills, which are going to help them to develop into well-rounded athletes later on. And if they can play football, basketball, volleyball, squash, badminton, rugby, tennis, the opportunity for them to take part in sport later in life is going to be massive. So please think about the basics elements before thinking about being a football coach or a rugby coach. Let's develop that whole child and forget sport. And finally, I want you to commit to continual improvement. There's so much research, so much evidence, so much support out there on the web to support you in becoming a better coach. And I want to point you obviously to ourselves at Train with Premier and TVS Education, to some of the fantastic CPD opportunities we've got for you. And for example, please visit the websites below, whether that's you're looking for an apprenticeship with both our community activator coach level 2 and our community sport health officer level 3 apprenticeships through TVS Education, or whether that's through more of a commercial side qual through the likes of our Transcend awards that we deliver, such as the level 2 in leading physical activities through modified multi-sports, amongst others. So please go and check those out. There's some fantastic CPD for you. And especially during this time, we're now really committed to our e-learning and virtual learning to increase the opportunities available to you in your options when looking for CPD.